We're back. SummerSlam preview. Let's go.
Oh my God! I'm embarrassed! He's flying!
Oh, come in. It's almost time.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? It is time for another brand new episode of In This Very Ring at our new time slot. That's right. We said it. We are now Friday nights. Tonight, hosting with me, there we go, to my other side here, is the one, the only, Mr. Pete Evans himself.
What's up? What's up, Butters? What's up, ITVR? And listen, not only a new night, but also a new member of the team. I'm happy to be here. Obviously, you see the head honcho, the short man in charge. We got to make sure we bookmark that. SMIC, short man in charge. Not here with us, unfortunate reasons. Just keep adding your thoughts and your thoughts and prayers out there, fam. His family's going through a lot right now, so he couldn't join us tonight. He's actually closer to me for once than you, Butters, right now. He's on the East Coast, which is the best coast. But show must go on. Show must go on. I think there's one of the OG4 pay-per-views tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. If my calendar is right and my mind is still working, that's right. It's SummerSlam in Detroit. I wonder where Don is. If he's going, I don't know. He may be that face that is barred from Ford Field. But SummerSlam is tomorrow night. SmackDown just finished up. Obviously, they ended. I don't know how it ended. I was in the middle of that.
I was like to say I didn't even keep up. I didn't even watch SmackDown tonight.
Okay.
I was so busy with a bunch of other stuff.
El Jefe. I watched most of it up until up until the very, very end. I think I got like a couple minutes left. That's the one thing with Fox. They always get that hard stop at like 9:55, 9:56. They're not going over. They give you time. They get those last little ads in. So, but I thought it was a decent go home show for SummerSlam. I think they set up a lot to kind of play in tomorrow night, and Triple H also laid some groundwork for what's coming up after SummerSlam. So, tonight's poll question, I think it's going on the bottom. No, that is not it. Yes, there it is. So, will we see a new tribal chief emerge at SummerSlam? Agree or disagree?
You know what?
Well, so before you go, but this is how it's going to go.
Okay.
SummerSlam preview, building off the poll question. Talk a little NXT Great American Bash. Really nothing too much to talk about outside of the main event. This week in wrestling, that's what we'll recap: Raw, NXT. We even talk about the other three letters: AEW, Dynamite, upcoming All In, and then the run-in, which Butters will have to guide me on what we do in that situation, but we'll take it on the fly. It will all work out. It would all work out. So, all right, Butters, will we see a new tribal chief emerge at SummerSlam?
Oh man, as much as I really want Jey to win this, and I think it's Jey's time, I think it's time to take it off. It's the right time to do it at SummerSlam. It's been 3 damn years. It started at SummerSlam, ended at SummerSlam. What's up, Chrome?
Chromey.
Dynasty, what is up, buddy? But unfortunately, I feel like something's going to happen. He's going to pull something out of his ass, and Roman Reigns is walking out, still the champion. I'm going to have to disagree with the poll. I don't see us having a new tribal chief, a new WWE champion, as much as I would love to see Jey get it, even if Damian Priest was to cash in on the same damn night. I don't care.
Right. So you disagree with the poll?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know, man. I'm torn because this is different than Cody.
Yep.
At WrestleMania.
This is family.
It's different than Sammy at Elimination Chamber. And I'm really to the point now, and trust me, listen, I'm one of the biggest Roman supporters. I've loved this run. I'm not tired of it. The layers and layers and layers that they keep adding, how he's elevated everybody that's been involved, from Sammy to Kevin Owens, everybody he's worked with has, even after their program and they left him, they've been elevated, right?
Yep.
To see him on ESPN, to see Paul Heyman on ESPN with the belts, which is weird because remember last week they only presented him with the one title when he came out. Whereas when he was on ESPN, they were doing those runs. Paul was holding the Universal and the old belt, and he had all three. So looking like $1 million, bright ass white teeth. You know what I mean? It was supposed to make me go to the dentist to get my fucking shit veneers, bro. But like before, we kind of sat in this spot 3 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a full circle story.
Yes.
You close the loop. Close the loop with Jey. And here's the thing. I don't really think it hurts Roman if he loses in this situation. And then if he does take time off, he comes back in time to win it back so you can still set up Roman Cody 2 at WrestleMania 40. Those tickets go on sale in 2 weeks. And for everything that's happened with the A2D fam, between you, between Chrome, between Andy and me, like this is not good timing for these tickets to go on sale in 2 weeks. Can I get a little reprieve? Can I get a reprieve? Right. But like that's the biggest thing. And I've said that question to myself during this whole run with every challenger. If not now, when? If not now, when? And this is the first time where I'm really saying it. Like, I don't think what it would have did for Sammy. It would have been great for that night. Cody's still kind of the same, but it felt hollow. Jey is completely, I want to say completely out of the woodwork, but this is what it was built for. Jey, we're already calling Jey main event Jey Uso. You know what I mean? We're already calling him that. Yet he's never been a singles champion.
Yeah, ever.
You see what I'm saying? So all the other guys had single runs already that he's faced. Not Jey. And Jimmy's out, supposedly, working it.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you, Dynasty. And I mean, would I be mad if Roman does continue his reign tomorrow night? No, I wouldn't be mad at all. I don't know why my computer just did that. Sorry, fam. I wouldn't be mad at all. But at the same time, it's like, where do you, if I ask this question and pose it, where do you go from here? Because I think Senior Money in the Bank and Judgment Day and Finn Balor, I think that shit's a lot. That story writes itself. And even though you know it's coming, if they've showed us anything throughout this whole creative process with the Bloodline, they know how to make a faction and internal drama, and they know how to tell a good story within it, and they know how to tell a good long story within it. So I'm not worried about that.
It's about time we got those good faction stories.
Exactly.
I don't know why they hate
Dynasty. I hear you got Solo, but all right. So here's my thing, right? If not now, when? And I hear you, Dynasty. The only problem with that is now you have more dissension, and you kind of telling the same story, different people, but the same story. Honestly, if you take Jey out of this is just Sammy all over again. We've seen this already. We've seen the slow build to the dissension and not trust, and then boom, the payoff. So we've already had that with Sammy. We've already had that kind of with Jimmy, but now you're having it with Jey in a big payoff. Yep. So do we do that the third time and go through it all over again? Then he's really left with no one else. Because here's the thing, like you said, Butters, tomorrow night doesn't need to be clean for Jey. We don't know what tribal combat is. And here's the biggest part, right? If we're talking about tribal combat, doesn't the tribe have to be there?
I would think so. And my understanding is I think it's a street fight, basically. I think it's just called tribal combat because tribal combat means he's got to put up his tribal chiefdom on the line as well.
So one or two things are going to happen. The tribe, I think you could tell a bigger overarching story, right?
With the elders.
That can get to Survivor Series possibly if you have Roman win to where the tribe is now split and you just add more to it because they have enough to do it. You haven't seen them all, but they have enough to do it. Even if it involves Rikishi. I mean, obviously Roman's father out there is no.
But that's the thing is with it being tribal combat, and like you said, they need the tribe there. They should have the tribe there. I mean, you could bring in Rikishi, you could bring in Asuka and Sika. You can bring in just a handful of these. They can be the elders, so to speak, to oversee the tribal combat. Doesn't mean they got to be out there at the. They could be in the back and watching on the screen, going to make sure everything turns out the right way. And they could be the ones that hold Solo back and be like, no, he's got to do this himself.
Right. Which, I mean, we've all seen he hasn't won clean.
Nope.
In forever. But the thing, I wouldn't even say it worries me because I'm cool either way. Is Dynasty made a good point. It's not so much Jey got his win last month. It's how Jey got his win last month. With the kick out crotch shot, just like Roman has done in the past. You feel what I'm saying? And everybody's saying Roman's back is against the wall, this, that, and the third. There's a fall, there's a because if it does, but Roman said something that in the promo last week where he said, if you don't win, then you're not the tribal chief. If I lose, I'm still Roman Reigns. I still have all my accolades prior to this 3-year historic run where I am one of the two where Undertaker's whatever his record is in 2.
So basically he's saying he's got nothing to lose while Jey has everything to lose. Right. Yep.
I mean, if not win, and we've said that numerous times, everybody thought it should have been Cody. Everybody thought it should have been Sami. And here's the thing, even those who were upset at the fact that those matches went different routes, you still stuck around. And the story still evolved. So
story's ever evolving and the story is still telling itself. So I mean, maybe yes, Cody wasn't the one to do it. Maybe, the plan has always been to be, ended at SummerSlam, ended now with, bloodline through bloodline.
Right.
But hey.
Because my thing is like, where does Jey go from here? Does Jey want time off? Does Jey deserve time? I mean, and I really thought about it. Jey has never had time off. And the only reason why Jimmy has had time off has been self-inflicted out of the ring actions or he was injured.
Yep.
Jay's never had a break himself.
No.
Either way, whoever loses this match, I think you need to go away for a little bit.
Which honestly, I believe Roman needs to lose this match and take some time off. I mean, we know he's part-time, and this would be the perfect, take a vacation while we see if Jey can actually do it.
Yeah.
Can Jey actually take the ball and run with it?
Well, he's going to have instant momentum because of the fact that who he beat.
Correct.
But then when you get a month, 2 months away from that, can he sustain that?
And that's what we need to see. Can he sustain?
But that also comes from story. That also comes from challengers and building that. And when you don't have that bloodline built in drama, how do we recreate that? Now you're starting at, because now we're 4 months removed from WrestleMania, right? So 4 months removed from WrestleMania, and you can kind of see with Kevin and Sami at the same time, big blow off main event, night 1 of WrestleMania. And they kind of kept it. But listen, they had a lot of matches where they defended that title on free TV.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Great, but free TV. And then even now to this point, Kev is out for a little bit. Obviously, it's not a secret. He has some rib issues. We don't know how long he's out, but he's out for a bit, right? So then at that point, But really, what has Kevin and Sammy done since Mania? What's the last big program that they had? I would venture to say that the match they had were Pretty Deadly. I wish they would have had a program with them and were Pretty Deadly. That should have been on TV.
Yeah.
That should have been those two right there, definitely, for sure. For sure. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just use my computer mic for now. Can you hear me good?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
That's right. These still sound fine.
Okay.
But all right. So enough of that. We know how that's gonna go. Let me pull up the card. So obviously the next main event match, you want to go World Heavyweight Championship or you want to go Cody Brock? What do you want to talk about next? What do you want to talk about?
Let's start with, I guess we can go with Seth versus Finn Balor.
Everything I've heard, and this is just my feeling, I think Finn wins this. I think he wins this. We know Chrome has been we all have not liked the introduction of the second title, right? At all. But I think we've had it enough to the point where Seth has built it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the look of the title. I don't like the look of the title around Seth's waist. Is that weird?
No. I mean, some titles just don't look good around certain people. I mean,
right.
It's not about the person holding it, so much per se, but sometimes I agree with you. It does look a little weird around him. Maybe you just need to hold it over the shoulder. Maybe it'll look better. Right.
Whereas, and I know Donnie said, I think Balor wins, and I don't think Priest cashes in right away. I actually think that may be a mistake. Because if I look at the 4 people of Judgment Day, right?
Who's to say Priest doesn't cash in the middle of the match? Pulls a WrestleMania on Seth. That's
true, but I also think for Finn, this is the closest he's been to originator of Bullet Club, Prince Devitt, since.
True.
And I don't want to lose that. But at the same time, I don't feel like that's why it's cool if Finn wins and they drag and they kind of a little slow play with the breakup, right? Because once again, we've seen them be able to do that successfully with the Bloodline. Obviously, it's different characters, but if I'm looking at the Bloodline, right, and what I saw Monday night is perfect opportunity for all of them to have gold, and I can see Dom having double gold because Priest and Dom as tag team champions, especially now with Kev out, perfect storyline, and you have them have everything.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So Priest wants to quench that thirst of having the title. He doesn't. He's really after tomorrow night, I truly believe he's going to be the only member of Judgment Day who doesn't have a title.
Speaking of having titles for the Judgment Day, because I know we ain't been on in a couple weeks, and no, it hasn't been really talked about. Fucking Dominic Mysterio as the NXT North American champion. What the hell?
Bro.
A champion before Priest of all people.
He's the second. Well, I would say right now because I don't know what MJF is doing, but he's the best heel in wrestling right now.
I can agree to that, but still,
dude.
Of all the people,
but look at how much he's elevated that title.
I know
in a short time he's had it since he won it that Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
The following week he defended it Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
Yeah,
and made history doing it all over the place.
Made history doing it.
Yeah,
because I think he was the first person to defend the title on all 3 shows, or have matches on all 3 shows in the same week, or some shit like that.
Right. While you're young, I think he's still only like 24, 25 years old. And listen, dog, I'm not bringing people's personal life into this. I cannot fathom how him and Rhea have not behind camera. You're spending too much time together, bro.
Oh, I know. I've thought the same thing.
I'm pretty sure that more power to you. More power to you if you don't, right? Mm-hmm. But I would not be surprised in the slightest, if ultimately it ends up happening.
Well, I mean, Dom's engaged.
Bro, we seen Sammy get engaged on TV.
That's
true. And Tay was already married at that point.
Yeah.
18 months later, he's not engaged. She's not married. And she's pregnant with his baby. And they married. You feel
this
what I'm
is
saying?
true.
So I think Finn's winning. I think he deserves a win. I think Seth could benefit from taking some time away. And he said his back, he's been wrestling for a long time with his back being messed up.
Yep.
Yes. Dave, the Trish versus Becky match is not happening. Rumor mill has it that if they put it on SummerSlam, they wouldn't get enough time. So now you give it 2 weeks away in Canada, and they get the time that they deserve. Now I wouldn't be surprised if that actually closes out the show that Raw 2 weeks from 2 weeks. You know,
because apparently we're now worried about timing at pay-per-views. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, I would rather them kicked off the Ronda Rousey and Baszler match, but this is Ronda's go home.
Here's my issue. How is it AEW can have a 10-hour pay-per-view and WWE just wants to do it easily 3 to 4?
Because one, you got bigger constraints. Tony Khan, they're doing what you pay your $50, which I think is fucking ridiculous.
Hey, I paid $25 at the movie theaters. Thank you very much,
bro. I think I'm gonna go to the movie theater, and I realized it's like $25. I'm like, bitch, I'm paying for half the pay-per-view. I can stay my fuck ass home and watch the other 25, and just stay
and have somebody come in with you, pay 25, and you'll be good.
Bro, like, all right, so no, but I think that's the biggest thing. I think because for one, Tony, when you do it, you spend your 50. There's really no time restraints. But keep remembering, WWE is playing the long game when it comes to the subscriptions and shit. A lot of people, I think, especially for Xfinity customers, as of June 1st, if you didn't have a certain level of internet, you now have to pay for your Peacock Premium. So that $4.99.59, WWE was getting that from the rip. They was getting that from the subscriber money already.
Well, I just got, I think this week, an email from Peacock saying they're upping it by, I think, like $1 or $2.
Oh, bro, I seen that YouTube Premium going from $9.99 to $13.99 come September. I can go on a whole tangent, but all right. So
not just that, but we're also not getting Rhea versus Raquel.
Yeah, she's pissed. She's pissed. But I think it's a Raquel legitimate. But once again,
no, that one's supposed to be that one's storyline. They're just using the storyline injury as a way to keep it off of SummerSlam.
Right. Well, I can kind of see that because I think that's where they kind of played themselves a little bit. And if one misstep with the booking over the last couple months is you do the injury angle 1 week, then you take Liv out, who is legitimately hurt, needs more time, or hurt the other shoulder. Then you have Raquel come back again, and this all happened within 3 weeks. There was no build. They always tease that tension, especially like stay at my business, stay at my business, stay at my business. If she would have said something like, all right, I'm gonna make it my business, see me at SummerSlam, something like that, and they didn't do that. So they never fully committed to it. Would we have loved to see it? Yes, but would it felt rushed? Yes, in my opinion. So we both think Finn should win. Do we think Priest cashes in? Or do you want Priest to cash in?
I mean, ultimately, I think Priest can hold. I don't see Priest cashing in. You know, as much as it'd be interesting to see him cash in and kind of an early breakup of the Judgment Day, I think we'd be good if Priest did not cash in.
I'm right there with you. I don't think Priest needs to cash in. I feel like Finn should still have. Unlike Chrome, so I want to Chrome. If you're still watching, chime in on this question. I know we talked about it at Money in the Bank, where you felt like if they would have put it on Finn, it felt like it would have hot shot at the title, right? What's up? Speaking of the short man in charge, oh look at that avatar,
big dog. What's up?
I'm glad you have a beard now. I will say that based on the avatar picture. I'm so glad you have a beard. So glad you have a beard. I don't know what face is that making. I don't know. But
King Shark is a shark.
Is it baby sharks called pups? He's a pup. Pup. But no. So, but I think once again we talk about close the loop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Close the loop. Close the loop. Close the loop where you have Finn beat him once in 2015. He was 2016. He's the first ever Universal Champion. That didn't play out. 7 years later, same event, different venue, same opponent. Now it's not for the inaugural title, but it's for a big title.
Yes.
And then that visual, because here's the thing, that visual of Priest having the Money in the Bank suitcase, briefcase, whatever the fuck you want to call it, valise, as my dad would say. God rest his soul. They open the show Monday Night Raw, right? All of them come out. Finn is the world title. Dom is NXT North American Championship. Obviously, Rhea the Women's World Champion. Then you have Finn come out with World Heavyweight Champion. That briefcase is just like holding a title, bro.
Well, here's another thing. What about this angle? Because it's already been said he can cash in on any title he wants. Why not cash out on a Gunther that's down?
Nah, because they want Gunther to beat Honky Tonk's record.
Well, I get that, but I'm just, throwing out a hypothetical because then after SummerSlam, you had the entire Judgment Day walk out, dripped out in gold.
Nah, because I think Gunther's going to be in prime spot to take the belt off of Cody. That's who he's going to drop it to whenever Cody wins it. I'm already like 5 steps ahead. But no, just that visual, because here's a big thing, right? At Monday Night Raw, and I know we're kind of bouncing all over the place when we talk about this is kind of like This Week in Wrestling, but this is relative to what we're talking about right now. Is when they came out, I don't know if it was the main event, their match on Monday Night Raw, the Samantha Irvin did not introduce Dom Mysterio as NXT North American Champion. Key. She just said Dominic Mysterio, but then she said Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. So they're hitting home the fact that this dude has the briefcase, and every time he's out there on camera, you don't ever see him without the briefcase. So that briefcase is just speaking as loud as a statement, in my opinion.
Yeah,
with that championship for that everybody else has. That's my opinion.
No, I agree. It's almost the equivalent of a title without having the title.
Exactly. And then it doesn't hurt Seth at this point. Seth, he knows he's outnumbered, outmanned.
Correct.
I mean, and I'm so happy that they're keeping Becky away from all this with Becky and Rhea. Save that. Save that.
If Rhea even still has a title by the time Becky gets in that picture.
Yeah, I mean, could you see Raquel? I can't.
I'm not. It doesn't have to be Raquel though. It doesn't have to be Raquel.
But I'm just saying, I can't stand what they did with Raquel. Made her all happy-go-lucky, smiley, flexing her back muscles, music all that beat. Give me the trench coat, leather.
Let me see if I can flex my. Yep, nope, I'm too fat for that.
Right. Them muscles ain't been moved since you got your diaper changed, sir. But I would say we'll move on to the third co-main event, Cody versus Brock. I feel like I don't know especially with no stip in this match.
I think this is a match that comes full circle. It ends a chapter of the story to end the story, so to speak. And I seen somebody put it a good way the other day as to, why this is all happening. And it's more so that Brock wanted Cody to beat Roman so he could go after the title, because he can't go after Roman's title until Roman, per the stipulations. So if Cody would have beat him, that's all up in the air.
Right.
So now Brock's like, you know what? Now I'm pissed at you, coming at you.
You get this fire. Get these hands.
Yeah. But this is that rubber match we all knew was going to fucking happen.
Yep.
And like you said, there's no stipulation to it. It's just going to be a damn, match.
Right.
So end of the day, Cody's going to finish the story and move on to the next
chapter of the story, at least.
Yeah. He's going to finish this chapter, move on to the next chapter.
And I think we have I don't know how they would do it, because remember, Brock is a free agent. Yeah. He can fluctuate between both shows, right? So
if Brock even wants to, do anything after SummerSlam.
I saw something the other day that he has unfinished business with a certain someone who has recently made his appearance back, and he may cost him the title, especially with who he's running with now.
Who that?
Baldhead man. Brought somebody some suits last week. So you didn't watch SmackDown. You didn't watch SmackDown, did you? Okay, so I'll spoil it for you. So they kind of set it up to where opening match was LA Knight versus Sheamus. They had everybody that's supposed to be in this battle royal come out. After that, we get a cutaway to behind the scenes.
Oh, Bobby with the Profits.
Right. So not that. So we had Brawling Brutes OC. Brawling Brutes OC. They set up a match. That's the second match. 10 minutes into the match, Street Profits come in. Dawkins, they're both in the suit. Trash everybody. They put the suits back. They put the suit jacket back on. Lashley walks out, clapping them up. Saw something where it kind of made sense is you have Lashley come in and you cost Brock the match because Brock is a free agent and he has unfinished business.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know where Cody goes from there, but that's how you can whatever. All right, so I don't really care personally who wins this match. I think Cody needs to win it. Brock doesn't need to win it. We're finishing the story. I think it's almost telegraphed. Is it good to watch? Is it good TV? Yes, it's good TV because they both can perform their asses off. I think this iteration of Brock not having the title and constantly chasing and working with different talents is great. It's great. So, all right, real quick, we got to pay some bills. We got to go with Philly Sports Trips. We're going to run a little commercial. We'll be right back.
Hey, Birds fans, the NFL schedule has arrived and Philly Sports Trips has all the details now. Visit the site phillysportstrips.com. This is sure to be an epic season. Be sure to go there now to make sure that you don't get shut out. Join us in Tampa, LA, Seattle, or when we get revenge in Kansas City. Don't want to fly? No problem. Gather up your crew and hop aboard one of our signature boisterous bus trips to DC or New York. Sign up now and make sure to mention A2D. Don't miss out on the best Philly fan experience anywhere. Philly Sports Trip customers always stay at the best hotels and meet NFL legends. Book today.
Once again, phillysportstrips.com. I know they say don't say it, but if you go over there and you're an Eagles fan in the area, you get a chance to go to a Rose game. Tell them A2D sent you. So, Cody Brock, we all think Cody's going over. Next match on the card, we're going to talk about Gunther versus Drew, IC Championship match. We just saw something, I think it was a graphic where WWE put it out on social that they had Gunther where he's at with his reign, which was like 415 days at the time. And then it was Honky Tonk was like 455 or 454. I don't know how they get out of this. I don't think Drew deserved to lose. He just came back since Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can have him lose. It doesn't hurt him. I don't think it's time for Gunther to relinquish the title. I think it's too early for that. Because at this point, once again, when you have title reigns this long, okay? When you have title reigns this long, the person that you're giving the rub to when you lose the title should be someone who has never had it before. I'm a firm believer in that. So I don't know how they booked the ending of this match. I mean, could you do
39 more days? I mean, you can book this match as a DQ. You can book it as a hokey finish. It doesn't make either person look bad. It doesn't make, Drew doesn't exactly take the loss.
Right.
Right.
Like, or Drew takes a loss in a manner that doesn't hurt him.
Correct.
I 100% equivocally believe Gunther is retaining the title by whatever means necessary.
100%.
Especially as he should.
With 39 more days left to go.
As he should. This is not the time, nor is it the person who he should lose the title to. I have my person already who I think should be the next Intercontinental Champion. It's somebody that has been underutilized, who's starting to be utilized, who's been on TV every week. kind of in this little thing, whatever. And that's Chad Gable. I think he's a perfect Chad Gable, perfect surprise Intercontinental Champion.
Yes,
can wrestle with anybody. He has mic skills. It's baby Kurt Angle. I'm just about time they finally start to see it.
Either give him the IC title or give him and Otis a tag title run. Something.
They need something. All right, so let's talk about it. Ronda versus Shayna in the fight. How bad do you want to see Ronda get her ass kicked?
Shayna is whooping that ass all up and down the ring.
Now, in real life, I don't think Shayna can beat her in real life, but this is not that.
It is MMA rules match. Shayna whooping that ass. She tagging it, bagging it, and sending her ass home.
Yes, I agree. I unequivocally agree. I definitely think that Shayna is going over because this is what Ronda wants. Yeah, this is what Ronda wants. She wants the elevator. She wants the elevator. So it's interesting to see how they go about the finish. I mean, because what they say, it says tap out, pass out. There's no pins. I don't think.
Maybe referee stoppage if it's
stoppage, pass out, tap out.
Yep.
So, that's where I think they should go with that. Then next we have. I'm trying to think what else we have.
We have. Let's see. We have the triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship.
Ooh.
Asuka versus Charlotte versus Bianca Belair.
Charlotte doesn't need it.
Yeah, but I mean, it puts her to 14.
It does, but also I think Bianca comes out of this, but I also think we finally get Bianca this all out turning heel.
We could see that, but there's also a fourth factor.
Io.
Yes.
I don't think it happens, man. Remember, because we talked about this. We talked about this, and y'all talked about this on Money in the Bank. The wrap up that you guys did is the fact that they keep telegraphing the fact that, and they kind of have backed away from it so far.
Mm-hmm.
They've backed away from it so far, but Money in the Bank at that night and then shortly thereafter, they kept pounding home the fact that there's never been an unsuccessful cash in.
Yes.
They were kind of telegraphing that. So now that they haven't mentioned that in a while, and listen, I just want to say this. Bayley today, God, Jesus.
I'll have to look later. I mean,
that
she could cash it. She can cash in mid-match and get pinned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then, here's the thing though. When we went into this, you kind of had the whole Bayley versus Io, and they was kind of teasing it, that tension of the breakup. But now, and they even kind of did a little bit tonight with the Waller Effect episode because Bayley said, and you'll watch it. Waller was like, well, what are you going to do? She's like, we're not me. She's like, we're not going to give you our plans, or the genius in the sky is not going to give any plans to you.
Mm-hmm.
But she said we first, like she wants to be in control. However, the whole drawing with Shotzi is different because she came back tonight. So, and then Io also took a loss tonight too to Selena Vega, caused by Bayley distraction with Shotzi. So you have kind of Bayley and Shotzi in the own little thing. It's not big enough, but is it enough to distract to where Io can carry it? I don't know. You have three women on one brand that are so strong. And out of that, I either want Asuka to retain or I want Bianca to win by turning heel. Out of those two, you did not hear me say Charlotte needs to win it. She doesn't.
No, I hear you.
She doesn't. Like I don't want that outcome tomorrow night where Charlotte's walking away. And I don't think it's going to happen because she already said tonight in a preview, in a promo where she's walking on this yacht or some shit. And I think Andre El Idolo was opening up the doors for her. Obviously, you can't see his face. But she says, I'm 5-0 at SummerSlam. I'm also the 15-time, or I'll be the 15-time women's champion or some shit like that. Like, listen, dog, you ain't been around that long to lose that bitch 15 times. They just playing hot potato bitch.
Hey.
So, but no, that's how I feel. Like, so that's me. What say you? What's your feeling on the triple threat women's match?
Charlotte Flair for the surprise win.
Again, didn't she had that last year at SummerSlam?
Hey, keep up the streak. She'll be the Undertaker of SummerSlam. Fuck it.
Okay. Whatever you say. All right. So
I do see coming out of this match, at least coming out of this match, that Bianca turns heel.
Yeah, maybe if she does loses after the match, she just lets it all off. If she turns full blown heel after the match, Charlotte's winning. But then here's the thing that brings you into play. If she loses her ape shit after the match on Charlotte, KOD once or twice through a table, whatever, EO makes too much sense.
Yep.
Because then what you can do at that point is Bianca versus Charlotte face Bianca heel. To me, that doesn't need a title. That's you just have Trish Becky all over, but you just have it on SmackDown, where arguably do I say two better in-ring performers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Talk-wise, whatever else, Trish is still Trish. She looks amazing for her age.
And if we go with your route of EO winning it because Bianca, put Charlotte through the ringer, beat the piss out of her, EO cashes in and wins. Now we can move that title onto Asuka versus EO and get some damn good matches.
Or, like I said, we can still go that route. Charlotte wins by Bianca taking a pin. You see what I'm saying? She's not as untouchable because she just lost the title in May.
Yeah.
Right? So you have Charlotte win by Bianca taking the pin, Bianca losing her shit, EO cashes in on Charlotte, wins. Then you have Asuka. The Japanese promos is back and forth. Amazing. So, but you have Asuka feeling like she never got pinned.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And then throughout this whole process, you can have EO leave Bayley, and EO can be a face, and Asuka can still be on her treacherous heel shit. And then that way you have Bianca v Charlotte.
Yep.
No title involved, just straight grudge, greatness versus greatness. And then you have Bayley, you have EO, and then you have Asuka for the title, which ultimately will lead to EO versus Bayley at some point. You know what I mean? So it kind of writes itself. But so interesting to see that match. I'm actually kind of up in the air with because I think they can go so many different ways. But that's what happens when you have three people involved.
Yes.
That's what happens when you have three people involved, and then
so many out.
Right, three talented where there's no lame duck in this triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
There's no lame duck in this triple threat. So, last match we talk about before we get into this week in wrestling is Logan Paul versus Ricochet, and we'll talk about the Battle Royal as well. But Logan Paul versus Ricochet, aka the Spot Fest. If they can pull the fucking spots off, they've tried to do the Spanish Fly off the ropes and Money in the Bank. That didn't work.
Well, that's kind of hard to do when it involves a ladder, shaky ropes. Timing on that's got to be. I know they probably practice, but I mean, come on, it's a damn ladder and some ropes. That's not. I mean, we've seen worse shit happen.
Well, I'll also go to the very first interaction, not the one from this past Monday, but the one from a couple Mondays ago. Like, don't get me wrong, Logan is very athletic, but you can still kind of see where he needs to be in certain spots. He's there, but he's not there in the right fashion. Where I think he gave him the cutter off the ring apron. But even this past Monday, Ricochet went to go do a backflip off of Logan's body. And Logan, I don't know what happened, how it just wasn't clean. It wasn't clean. So I'm a little worried about what type of spots they have planned and the timing of it, if they can get, because I don't want anybody to get hurt.
I guarantee you ain't shit happening without Triple H's approval. No. He's probably seen too much to your point, he's probably seen enough of that, you know what, guys, I've seen a couple fuck ups already. Let's get it right. Let's work on it.
Yeah. But I do think Logan wins. I don't think it hurts Ricochet just being in this match on this card in this spot. No. I actually think this probably, if I'm Trips, this is opening in SummerSlam.
Well, it's more than likely going to open it because Logan wants it to open because he wants to fly out. Oh, shit!
Whoa!
Gentlemen.
Wow. So glad you have the beard now. So just This is just validation.
What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. I mean,
Your
I'm
sexy
glad you're
face.
here,
Ooh.
Where are we?
we are at
Ricochet
Logan
versus
Paul
Logan
versus
Paul.
Ricochet.
Have we brought up the fact that he talked about Samantha on Monday night, and
No.
Samantha was like, "Oh, we're doing this."
No,
No.
Do we know about that?
I did not know about that.
So
I didn't get a chance to watch Monday.
I caught that clip because it actually showed up on WWE's TikTok,
Uh-huh.
and they had. He mentioned that Samantha was going to say his name. Was essentially what he had alluded to, and Samantha looked at him like, "Motherfucker."
She was going to say Ricochet's name.
No, Logan Paul's name. At the end of it, she's going to be, quote, I believe the quote was screaming my name. Yeah.
I guarantee you, if Logan Paul wins it, she's about, and your winner's Logan Paul.
I don't think she introduces him.
No, I don't think.
I'm talking about at the end.
Possibly.
She's just gonna be like, your winner's Logan Paul.
Okay.
She ain't
No, I
gonna
did
be
not
screaming his
know that,
name
though.
like he wants her to.
But I think this is the most Logan Paul spot for him to talk that talk, walk that walk.
100%.
You know what I mean? Talk that talk, walk that walk. So, but you want to give your thoughts on the poll question?
What was the poll question?
A new tribal chief will emerge at SummerSlam.
I want it. I need it. If you've been paying attention to what we've been doing for the last, God, I couldn't even tell you, 6 months maybe, right? I have said it all started at SummerSlam 3 years ago. And it all started with Jey. 3 years later, you broke the records. You're cemented in history forever. You have the title. Beautiful. I love that for you. But now we talked about it with Cody. Let's close that chapter and let's start a new one. It's time for a new tribal chief. It's time for a new head of the table. You did it, Roman. I'm happy for you, right? We'll throw you a damn parade, but you're done. I
agree. I really believe this is the SummerSlam where circles and loops get closed. We said it about Finn versus Seth. Same thing we just said about Jey and Roman. And here's the other thing. I know it wasn't really talked about a lot, but there was that plan out there to have Roman come back as a face, as somebody to turn. And what other way can you do it? Maybe not tomorrow night, but you have everyone in the tribe turn their back on him.
I don't know if you can bring him back as a face.
Oh, no. He has to go away for a while after he loses.
Right, but then even still, right? Like, you talk about closing the loop. You talk about, when circles and loops and everything end. This is what WrestleMania started. All of this was started because of Mania. And we always say that WrestleMania is where storylines end and new ones begin. And I think this is the first real time that we're looking at SummerSlam and going, hey, our Summer League, if you want to put it in like NBA terms for a minute, our Summer League is over. We now have our regular season. Or even NFL terms, because the NFL season's on the horizon, right? This was our preseason. This was our XFL, this was our arena football, this was our, whatever you want to call it. And now we have the true season of WWE on the horizon.
Right.
Build for Survivor Series, build for the Rumble, build for WrestleMania. And this is where you do it. This is how you start laying those foundational storylines that are going to take us all the way till April in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think when we were talking about it earlier, I said, if not, when? If not now, when? And we've asked that question about Cody. We've asked that question about Sammy.
It's not even when. Now it becomes a who.
And I think there's no better who than Jey, because I said this earlier, even with Gunther, when you have long established title reigns like this, the person that you give the rub to as the new champion should be someone who has never had it before.
Is Ralph producing?
I believe so.
Ralph, if you're back there, can you put up Dynasty's comment? The one with the Rumble, and thank you. And he's right. Rumble to Mania is playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ralph.
SummerSlam starts it. Mania
So-
ends it, just like you're saying.
Yep.
Get you caught up. So
Okay.
I need you to pick one.
Sure.
Roman or Jey?
Jey.
Finn or Seth?
I was listening to you guys talk about that specific match before I walked into Wawa and got some snackage because I hit that every night.
It's no Smokies, sir.
It's no Buc-ee's. It's better.
No Buc-ee's. It's no Buc-ee's.
But I was listening to that, and I would really like the Finn to win, and then Damian cash in, and then kind of move Finn out of Judgment Day.
Okay.
What
You want the cash in to happen? I didn't say this to you, Butters, but now that the short man in charge is here, I will say this: that's going to stick. So, if you look at Judgment Day, which one is out of place? If you just look at the four, exactly.
Yeah.
No tattoos, no edge toying. He tries, but if you look at Rhea, like if Rhea, Dom, and Priest walked into a bar, you know what I mean? Just you would think that they belong. Then I would say they're a throuple. You know what I mean?
Well, and not even that. When Edge brought in Damian and Rhea, it was to help build them into what we see today.
Right.
And then Finn came in to get rid of Edge because Finn, is the current, he's the Edge of this generation to some extent, right? But then Rhea and Dom specifically, right? Dom coming in made so much sense in long term. It didn't make sense short term, but it made sense long term.
Right.
And Dom, I never thought these words would ever come out of my mouth. It's Rhea, Dom, 1A, 1B, as far as whose group this is. And Damien's their enforcer. Damien's their, we'll get to that in just a second. Leave that up there, the Dynasty comment. Damien's their enforcer. Damien's their muscle. But now Damien's about to become their headliner.
Yeah.
And then Rhea is the twisted leader that's able to pull the strings and manipulate everybody along to do what she wants them to do. I mean, hell, she put Dominic, on a mid-card title.
Yep.
But Pete, you're hosting tonight, so you address Dynasty show.
No, so Dynasty says one of two things happen: either they cash in that night, or they recreate the thumbs up, thumbs down, or a moment, but take the belt right there. You could do that if. Here's the thing, because like Andy is saying, at that point, Chips was the leader. He was propped to be the leader, but visually he was the leader of Evolution at that time. Where here, when you look at Judgment Day, like they want Finn to be the leader. That's what they're propping him up to be. But we all know that's not true. So I would agree with you if this was Priest in that spot. Him going over and Finn had the suit. Finn had the briefcase. But with Finn, I don't know. Like, because to me, honestly, Priest deserves, like Priest, you can say he deserves it, he doesn't, whatever. But if it was me, I'm figuring out a way to get Dom to cash in, and he being
but
all that
Priest
shit go crazy.
Priest has come a long way from being the more boring than vanilla extract that we used to call him. I mean, but if you remember those arguments back in the day, especially around the time when he was doing all that stuff with Bad Bunny the first go around when they were tag teaming, Arch of Infamy and then coming up to the main roster was just boring.
Yep.
He's come such a long way that it's really hard not to say you want to put the title on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then to further that, I think Butters, you were the one that said it. You want to see them come out and have Finn with the title, Rhea with her title, Dom with his title, and then Damian with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
That was me.
That was you, I'm sorry. That would be such a good image, but everybody watching it would just be looking at Damian
and wondering where he's
going
to cash in.
You've got Finn now in your sights. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. What happens when you become a frenemy?
Right. But that's what I said. Like, so I think that works because we've just seen them be able to tell the story with the faction and internal drama and breaking down from within with the bloodline. They can do it.
But you want to copy paste the foundational core
I don't think it's so, but I think the motivation is different.
So special.
But I think you have such a strong top guy in Roman to where he treats everybody else like shit. Well, I don't think you have this. It's almost like the tension is there, but it's there from a different reason. I mean, could Finn go back to Black Jacket doing all this with his crowd, with his back to the crowd? Is it a perfect spot to bring the demon back at some point? Yeah, it is. So that probably could play into your part where he cashes in tomorrow. Damian Priest is a champ. They kick Finn out, and then now Finn chases.
And I think Finn, if you kick Finn out after a cash-in, it tells a beautiful story. Finn's able to go back, and then you're able to rope back the OC into everything and make all of them relevant again. And now you have a Bullet Club versus Judgment Day without having to involve Anderson and Gallows.
Right, and that's why I still think they've been holding JD.
Because AJ would put Dom over.
Yep.
Imagine if we sat here one day and said Dominic Mysterio beat AJ Styles.
You will one day.
But I'm talking within like next 6 months.
Yeah. We wouldn't have said this after what was it called? The Thunderdome era?
Yeah, we would have never said that in the Thunderdome era. And then Mia Yim and Rhea Ripley can put on great content. And the story between Finn and Damian ends up writing itself.
Yep. The only thing is, he's on SmackDown.
Who is?
The OC.
They'd find a way around that. You could.
All right, so
Survivor Series, easy.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, the pay-per-views.
Cody Brock.
Just because the documentary is so great, Cody.
I didn't watch it. Was it really good?
I watched it on the plane. It was amazing.
Okay. Gunther, Drew. He's 39 days away from breaking a record.
On that principle, Gunther. But you can't, and one of you guys said it because again, I was kind of, we were driving back, right. So I had Evan put it on while we were driving back, so listen to bits and pieces. Having Drew lose kills all your momentum of him coming back at Money in the Bank.
Right.
All of that.
Yeah, that's why I said you have to have him lose wonky, or you have to have a non-finish. You have to have something, because I don't think it's a time for Gunther to lose it. But here that goes back to my point once again. If this was Sheamus, all day, because Sheamus has never had the IC title, makes perfect sense. But when he was the perfect example, when he was McMahon's pick, I know it's a long, long time ago, yesteryear. But that's why I said this title reign should be ended by someone who's never had it, a la Chad Gable. That's my pick to end this reign. On a freak Monday Night Raw where he just takes him lightly and boom, surprise, and catches him off guard. And then Gunther moves on to whoever has the world title at that point. Yeah, that's my opinion. I think I'll put the stamp on it. I think Gunther's your 2024 Royal Rumble winner. All right, I'm already saying that. Men's Royal Rumble. That's how I feel already. That's me.
Well, he came so close last time.
Yeah.
So, Shayna Ronda.
I'm excited for this one, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Because of the MMA rules, I think we're going to get to see Shayna and Ronda do things the way they should have been doing things from the onset. And we kind of get to see Shayna go back to what she was in NXT. Ronda's good. She's not great. She's good. But she'll be more comfortable with this. And I think Shayna exposes Ronda again just on pure principle. And I think Shayna takes the win. And I think Ronda goes away for a while.
You know, in the actual MMA fighting, Shayna cannot fuck with Ronda, right?
Well, but ever since Ronda got knocked out that first time, and again, MMA's not my strong suit, but ever since Ronda got knocked the fuck out that first time,
Oh yeah, that's did.
She has not been the same again, and she really hasn't done an MMA fight since then.
All right, so last thing, and this is fresh. Logan, well, you kind of came in on Logan Paul.
Yeah.
We all said unanimously Logan Paul. I mean, I would love to get to a spot where we see King Ricochet and him as a heel. I just think the cockiness and the bravado, it pays off, but I don't know if we'll see it.
But he can't cut a promo to save his life.
But he didn't have, when he was King Ricochet, he didn't have to. He was just a cocky ass heel. Like he was just like, imagine everything he could do in the ring, but doing it like nonchalant, like this shit ain't not like they just dirt off my shoulder type. You feel what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
SummerSlam Battle Royal. The names we know so far: Sheamus, Karrion Kross, Grayson Waller, Shinsuke, LA Knight, Santos, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles, The Miz. That's what we know so far.
Now, I guess I don't know a whole lot about this Battle Royal. What's the end all be all?
It's just a battle royal to add a bunch of these guys onto SummerSlam.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what this is. This is, we know LA Knight is over. We need to get him on SummerSlam and get him a win. So we need to hold 50,000 people.
There's only one answer, and everybody say it with me. L.A. Knight. Yeah.
This whole match was created just for him.
It's called the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God! Because snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Pete, did you ask him about the triple threat winner?
Oh no, we did not. So
what triple threat? The women's triple threat?
Yep.
Asuka,
give me the person you want to see least win. Give me the person you want to see win, and how would you book the finish?
The person I want to see least win is Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
This title reign has not done it for me.
It's been 3 months.
But you think back to what Asuka's other reigns have been,
right? And
they've been so good, and this one has just felt kind of meh. I want to see Charlotte win it. I think we need to bring some, I don't want to say legitimacy, but some compelling story to the women's division once again, and Charlotte can work with anybody, put anybody over. Asuka, unfortunately, because of the language barrier, the promos aren't all that great, and you can't have somebody not. You need somebody that can tell 2 promos in one, and that's not what's her name? That's not Asuka or anybody else against Asuka.
Okay.
I think the finish falls in line with Bianca hitting the, what is it called? The KOD?
Yep.
She hits the KOD on Asuka. Charlotte comes in, hits natural selection as Bianca's going for the pin, and Charlotte wraps up Asuka in figure 8, and that's ball game.
All right, so I see that. Now, this is what they did tonight on SmackDown. Charlotte cut a promo walking on a yacht, which is like $1 million, saying she's never lost at SummerSlam. So you can kind of read in between the lines with that. I'm undefeated at SummerSlam. I'm gonna be a 15-time world champion. Just saying. Usually when they put it that up front in your face, they go the opposite direction.
If this was a singles match, yeah, fine.
Okay.
Because that Charlotte can still come back and tout that if Bianca takes the pin.
This is how I would book it, and I get your point about Asuka, and then because Butters kind of agreed as well. That's
terrifying.
And well, I would, because he wants somebody. He wants Io to win to be the champion at the end of the night. I would have Bianca take the pin via Charlotte. Bianca turn full blown heel. Trash Charlotte after the match. Io coming in cash. Bianca v Charlotte. Bianca heel. That program for a little bit doesn't need a title, and then you have Io and Asuka. 2 Japanese women cutting promos, so you ain't got to worry about if they can cut a promo. I mean, you got to worry about it for how, but just visually, like they know each other, they know each other's style, and then from there you transition to Io versus Bayley. Then from that. So you have the next. I think if you go that route, you have the rest of this year mapped for that for the WWE Women's Championship. That's just me. Now they may not go that route.
See, and I don't know if I even like Io with the Money in the Bank. I was glad. Don't get me wrong. I was glad she won it.
Right.
Right. Yeah, Ralph, it's fixed because I took the AirPods out. So, God bless. I like the fact that Io won the match. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not liking what they're doing with this thing with Bayley. What I think is going to happen, and maybe you alluded to this. I was fixing my mic, so I missed some of it, just a little bit. But I think you're going to have, like I said, I think Charlotte wins it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have Io come for the cash. She doesn't cash. Bayley stops her.
Mm-hmm.
You do Bayley Io, but it's for the briefcase. Bayley wins the briefcase. Bayley, Charlotte start telling a story. Right? And that story is overshadowing whatever Charlotte would be doing with maybe Bianca or... Right? Because there's a small part of me that says Bianca's going to go with the Street Profits and Bobby.
Right.
Which small part of me that says that that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But you because you haven't done Bayley Charlotte,
right?
That I can remember.
They've done it. She's beaten her for the title.
Okay.
I want to say she beat her. Did she beat her at Mania?
This is a different Bayley and a different Charlotte.
Of course, I 100% agree with you. Just on history, this is. But
yeah.
I believe Bayley beat Charlotte at a Mania. I mean, they're completely. The peach is the same. The peach Bayley's peach is the same. That thing was looking magnificent tonight, boy.
But when now you're doing heel Bayley face Charlotte, right, and Charlotte essentially can play the card of you have this team that you built in Damage Control, and you've systematically managed to screw them, just like you screwed over Becky, just like you screwed over Sasha, just like you screwed over me. You were supposed to be the everybody's friend. You were the hugger. You were this, you were that. And you turned your back on all of us. And where did it get you? It got you nowhere.
And you still have Bayley go over, and you do it with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn as the new members of Damage Control.
Maybe.
Just like I'll harken back to the Judgment Day. Kick Finn out, bring in JD McDonough. There you go.
I'm not a JD fan.
I am. I mean, and that out of that crew, I'm not a fan of him based off his stature and size, but he fits in, like his attitude and his mentality fits in with that.
Hot take. Yeah. Other than Carmelo, and honestly, oh god, I'm gonna fuck up her name. It's Thea Hall, isn't it?
Thea
Hale. Other than those two right now, NXT just doesn't do it for me.
The only other name I would throw in there who I think he's ultimately going to be the one to take the title off from Melo is Noam Dar. But I think Noam Dar is built just for NXT.
But they're building him back up right now.
Right.
And when certain characters are in that climb phase, it's really hard for me to get behind them, because what you're telling me is he sucks. We're repackaging him. So I wait till the repackage is finished.
The only other person I can see, I mean, I think Braun's more important now than when he was carrying the title. I think he perfectly, because I don't think outside of Carmelo, maybe Tiffany Stratton, because she's still learning.
I like Tiffany as a character. I like what she's been doing. I like how she's been portraying herself. And I think her and Thea have just done magic together with this storyline.
Yep.
And then even the Chase U aspect, and you guys will get to it when you bring up the Great American Bash, and then this past Tuesday night.
We actually could transition to that.
Something probably pretty awesome.
Yeah. If you want, we could transition into that.
Oh, God, it just went back to the... Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your audio, sir.
Hold on.
So while he is getting his technical difficulties, speak English, Peter.
No, I didn't put the AirPods back in the case, so they're still connecting.
Dum.
So Dynasty brings up a good point. I think with the packet that with Karrion Kross is he can't have hair. And like hair changes everything. When he's bald headed, the look is different.
So much more ruthless.
It's just so different.
But I don't need Karrion in the Judgment Day. Swear to God, this is what I need from Karrion. I need Karrion, and I can't believe these words are going to come out of my mouth. I need Karrion to be the Undertaker without the mystical powers. I need him to be that dark, and I mean Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. That dark, evil persona where it's not like you know how Vince at one point said it's not a character for him anymore, it's real life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I need that for Karrion because Scarlett portrays herself so well as the witch, you know, and the enchantress, style, and then Karrion is just this brute, violent, angry bastard.
Yep. I can get it. But leave that there. Did we all watch the Great American Bash?
I caught some. I know what happened. I caught some. I mean, at one point I'm watching it and then I fall asleep because I don't remember what match I was watching. But
because I have such a problem with most of the NXT roster right now, watching the pay-per-views just don't hit for me anymore.
I mean, I caught the Thea Hill match.
They're no takeovers, I can tell you that.
Huh?
They're not like takeovers.
No, and that's such a shame because the takeovers were so good.
Yeah.
I did like the family winning. The tag titles.
The tag titles.
I'm
starting to
enjoy that.
I'm starting to become a fan of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I find with the NXT pay-per-views, they have what I call AEW syndrome. We build. You get to what should be the payoff, and I go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Why am I going to invest in watching your Tuesday night television program?
Right.
To turn around and for you not to take the title off of Tiffany Stratton, not to take the title off. Now, granted, the Carmella match. Well, I felt like that one was just thrown together at the last minute. It was good.
What do you mean, the Ilya match?
Yeah, with Carmella.
Yeah.
It was good, but you just kind of threw that together in 2 weeks, in my opinion. So that wasn't the right time to take the title off him. But Tiffany, perfect time. Yeah. You built Thea up.
Especially with the Kimura lock.
Yes.
But also at the same time, I guess they feel as if the way that she lost by Chase throwing in the towel and then how it played out, like you said, on Tuesday as well, to where ultimately, because she was so over the top with her energy, and now because of that, she's so reserved, it's the complete opposite to where that's definitely drawing some intrigue. And I mean, but once again, the payoff you could have had, Tiffany could have got it back, you know what I mean? But ultimately, JC Jane is lost. I don't know where Toxic Control is at all. You know what I mean? And then we all know the Toxic Attraction, whatever the fuck it's called. There's so many girl groups. But I'm trying to remember the card.
So I got the card pulled up. So we had Nathan Frazier, Yulisa Leon, Valentin Feroz, and Dragon Lee defeat the Meta-Four.
Yeah, that you had the tag match open.
Yeah.
The family winning the tag titles against Gallus.
Which to Butter's point, right? I like that. I thought Gallus, because I did watch the one where Gallus won it. I wasn't a big fan of them winning anyway. And what they did with the family and the jail scenes and all that, it was a little hard to follow at times.
The build up.
Yeah, it was a little hard to follow, but they built them up well, and again, we got the payoff. It was great.
Right.
Continue.
Roxanne Perez beat Blair Davenport in a Weapons Wild match.
She had the HBK San Antonio gear, so I can't complain.
Fair.
She got a little peach too.
Also, yes.
Gable Stevenson versus Baron Corbin ended in a double countout. Gable Stevenson's NXT debut.
Wait, that match ended in a double countout?
Yes, and then a brawl afterwards. I mean, I get why they put him with Corbin, but there's no harm in bringing in an Olympic gold medalist with as much accolades as him as a heel with chips on his shoulder and giving him a mouthpiece.
But the problem is, if you go back and watch when they did the NXT Underground thing, yes, the suplexes looked good.
Right.
But very distinctively, he was waiting for them to jump.
Yep. I guess time is off.
He just wasn't, he's not ready.
No, it's hence why I would have said fuck it and put him with his brother in a tag team.
Wait, who's his brother?
Damon Kemp.
I didn't know they were brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. The more you know.
That's his brother. Yeah. So, and then after that, we had the North American title triple threat, right?
Yes, with Dirty Dom taming,
which is great. Wesley could also be the guy to take the title off of Carmelo.
Who?
Wesley.
Yeah.
He wasn't pinning almost a year. He's taken 3 pins in the last 2 weeks.
And
I don't
towards after this week.
I don't know if Wesley is ready to lead the locker room, for lack of a better phrase. He's very, very talented. He's very, very good.
Dynasty said, "What in the Russo is this show?"
Yeah, right. I just don't know if Wes is ready yet. Plus, we haven't defined what Wesley's character is. We've just defined him as
a hard worker.
Yeah, that's all we know him as. We know him as a hard worker, and we know him as somebody who will fight anybody. Carmelo is him.
He's a star.
And we haven't built a correlation yet. You couldn't book that for me right now.
No. You could book it from the point where not Wes and his current iteration, but you can book it from a standpoint of Wes being frustrated as hell that he's losing.
I don't want you to change anything about Wes. I want you to define.
Okay.
I want more character development. Like if you think about it, he's Captain America in Captain America Civil War.
Right. Like the angry hero.
Endgame Captain America. Yeah. Where he picks up Mjolnir.
Yeah, I don't know how we get there. But so after the triple threat, it was the main event, right?
Yes. So did you see in the main event? I did catch some of it, but not all of it. But Trick Williams trying to hype up Carmelo with a belt in hand.
Yes.
Almost looked as if Trick was about to do something before Ilja crashed into both of them.
Well, not only that's how the match ended, and they're really not selling it. I hope they harken back to it. When Ilja went for the headbutt off the steps, he hit the belt first. And that's what kind of dazed him out. And then ultimately, you had the story on Tuesday night with Trick saying, "Hey, I need to go out on my own. You're a star." It's almost like I don't think Trick is ready yet in the ring. The look is amazing. Is like he looks great in the ring, but talent isn't there. He can talk on the mic, but sometimes when he talks on the mic, I think he taps into Muhammad Ali way too much.
Swear to God, I didn't know Trick wrestled until he did that tag team match with Carmelo.
Right. But he's
I thought you were just Carmelo's mouthpiece. What do you want from me?
But like to have a dude in that good of a shape, that size, be a mouthpiece is just a little different. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where you because I don't know where you go here from Carmelo. How do you build up another challenger for him?
Well, I think they're building up Wesley versus Carmelo after this week.
And if they do that, I think you do that with. But that's going to make everything on Tuesday night seem stupid unless Trick just wanted to swerve Carmelo and he sides with Wesley and Wesley turns heel.
That'd be so fucking dumb.
It would be. I'm in 100% agreement. 100% agreement. But I just don't know where else you go unless you do West versus Noam or whatever.
We always have these
Carmelo versus Noam.
This is what happens post any NXT pay-per-view.
Yep.
So we never know what they're going to do. And for a few weeks, it always seems like it's a clusterfuck.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For no reason.
Nope.
When at the end of takeovers, you knew what was happening. You knew where we were going to go Tuesday. Or if you didn't 100% know, you could at least say, hey, well, maybe they're going to go here.
This is why I would have never called up Cameron Grimes, bro. I never would have called up Cameron. Grayson Waller, at first I was like, nah, but now he's there. But I never would have called. This is why I think you could have benefited from having a Cameron Grimes still in NXT. Big time.
They called when they did the call-ups around the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen it before. They drastically pillaged NXT, which they always do.
They gutted it.
But before, when they've done that,
you had another wave.
There's been another set in the wings waiting to go, and you only had a few people ready to go this time. You did not set yourself up for success.
Nope.
I think part of that has to do with they've been holding off on signing new talent.
Yes.
Because of this merger.
But then all right, let's take a look at that. What new talent is out there that's a free agent that you would want to see go to the NXT brand? Because a lot of free agents out there, we say, let's go to the main roster, put them up against so-and-so and so-and-so. And Garza, Garza could be a good choice. Right? We just saw Escobar go down and help out the family this past Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But again, even somebody like Angel, doesn't do anything for me.
Right. Umberto, I don't know when Umberto got that fucking big. Because when they had that blow off and he's like, I'm done. Like, I'm like, yeah, Umberto's making Angel Garza look small. But it's like, when did that happen?
but what free agent is out there right now?
Mm-hmm. What
that you would
now? More like who was in the past that's already been signed that they can't sign now?
Well, no, but all right. So if you want to go that route, there's nobody.
No,
that tells me there's no free agent right now.
They had Jay White.
Bring in. No, because Jay White would not have gone to NXT.
Nope. I got to look at the guys in ROH. I mean, I think Dalton Castle's a perfect fit for NXT, but I don't know if he's a free agent or not.
You can't take Jay White.
Oh yeah, no, a former IWGP champion,
and put him on NXT. Not with the group that, not knowing when all of, literally everybody he has any kind of history with is on the main roster, and those stories would write themselves.
Right. It's different from when Finn left and he came, but he was working with Shinsuke. He was working with Samoa Joe. The NXT of yesteryear is not the same.
Now, there's an interesting point. Pillman Jr.
Perfect.
Dynasty.
I think he's already signed, right?
He is signed. So, and I don't know. Can I do this from my phone, Ralph? Son of a bitch. I can do this from my phone. This is beautiful. So, Pillman Jr. is perfect.
Yeah.
You can throw Nick Aldis in there.
I thought he just re-signed.
No,
he signed with TNA.
No, he was only in TNA for Slammiversary.
No, but I thought I saw something that said he re-signed to deal with them.
Oh, because I know I recently saw something. He was done. He was just fulfilling that little bit of contract, and
I could be wrong, but I know he was in a headline the other day.
Okay, well I know he's now that could have all been taped after because they like to tape like 6 months in advance.
Right.
Idiots.
What? So yeah, I wish I had a running list of free agents.
But Nick Aldis could literally go into NXT and be fine.
He's nowhere in the world going to NXT. He shows up night one and damn near wins Royal Rumble if you ask me.
I can see him going to NXT and burying everybody.
Everybody.
And just being like, how the fuck does this happen?
And for the money they're going to have to pay him, there's no way.
No, I get that. But
Pillman Jr., man, he if he taps into the loose cannon, bitch could be a fucking star.
That was a big drop ball in AEW with Brian Pillman Jr.
Yep.
Speaking of AEW,
Tony puts the blinders on, man.
Oh, what dumb shit! Can I bring it up?
Yes.
I know if you're gonna bring it. What are you gonna bring up with AEW?
There was a couple things I was just gonna talk this week in AEW, but go for it.
I've got one that pisses me off to no fucking end because that black sweatshirt wearing motherfucker's an idiot. Is nobody gonna address CM Punk, Ricky Starks for the AEW World Title?
Oh,
you mean tomorrow night during SummerSlam?
That God fucking withstanding. But I got it. We all knew nobody hell, even Evan, who's sitting on the other side over here, who doesn't watch wrestling religiously, if he would have saw CM Punk walk out with that bag, would have said, that's the AEW World Title. And that wrote the story to do a unification match with MJF, but no, we're going to put MJF with Adam Cole, which, don't get me wrong, Better Than You, Baby is great.
right.
I think we missed the boat on the turn at the end of Collision last week. I think, again, that was a missed opportunity.
I think the turn can still happen.
It will happen, right. But I think it was a missed opportunity.
Who do you think turns?
MJF?
It's going to happen at All In.
I think it's Cole.
Because after this week's Dynamite, MJF gave him a world title shot in Wembley.
Right, but
Roddy comes down to the ring. Remember, because we were seeing him with the neck collar off. He's 100% healthy. Bing, bang, boom.
So UE back together.
I don't know.
Remember, Fish is gone, yes, but O'Reilly's been hurt. Well, I think he's healthy now.
I just my gripe is MJF's a better heel, number one.
That's
number
true.
Two, you had the perfect opportunity because you do have to start the all-in build. So you have MJF turn on Adam Cole. You have that story that you've been telling for 6 weeks write itself, right? And then you don't do this match with CM Punk, Ricky Starks, unless Ricky's going to win.
Which he's not, because he beat him twice.
But my point, unless Ricky's going to win, right, this match means fucking nothing. Yep. And all you're doing is delaying the inevitable. The reveal, which we all knew it wasn't really a big shocking reveal, but the reveal should have happened when MJF had nobody in front of him. CM Punk comes on Collision because MJF doesn't come to Collision all that often. And go, hey, Max, remember this? Remember the fact that I never lost this? Why don't you try to beat me for it? Because right now, all you are is a transitional paper champion, bitch.
And then MJF would be like, at least my body can hold up, bitch.
Right. But then CM Punk goes, you didn't beat me. I'm better than you, and you know it.
What would be the better match, though? Punk versus MJF 2 or 3 or whatever, or Punk versus Adam Cole?
Punk MJF tells the better story.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes what I feel like AEW, they try the long-term story so much.
Yep.
that you can do a long-term story. You can do it, and it works for you. You've proven that. But you need some short-term stories in there, and MJF CM Punk is just short enough to count. That's all I have gripe about with AEW. I mean, other than the fact that Tony Khan still, has a job.
Hikaru Shida is your new AEW Women's World Champion.
Thank God it's not Tony Storm anymore. The peach is great. I'll steal, a Pete line. The peach is great, but the rest of it sucks.
Yeah. And honestly, with Punk Cole, I don't think Punk can keep up with Cole's pace. MJF works slower.
Well, MJF's a chicken shit heel.
Yeah.
Right? Adam Cole.
See, that's why I think the swerve here is for Cole to turn, because we would all see MJF turning. And then we would still love it. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either way, I don't think to me it's still too early to take the title off MJF, because you had that payoff.
Also agree.
You know what I mean? You had that payoff for Punk, which I don't like it, but you had that payoff. I mean, what did the 200th episode of Dynamite? I don't know if I ended on that night. I don't know if I ended on that. What's that? You know,
I didn't care for the 200th episode of Dynamite.
Exactly.
And again, it's all and they do decent pay-per-views, but their week-to-week television just sucks.
Yes. I agree.
It's so bad.
Yeah. And the Collision is this, let's appease FTR and CM Punk. I keep forgetting it's on. Rampages, don't even get me started. Rampage is Sunday Night Heat.
On a Friday night.
Or
Rampage is NXT Level Up.
No, Rampage is Thursday night WCW Thunder, bitch. That's what that is. It's that bad.
Yeah.
It's that bad. This week at wrestling, WWE, Raw, biggest takeaway.
I think the Damian Priest Finn Balor dynamic stuff. I think, like, when I think of Raw, that's a big thing that stands out to me. It wasn't a great Raw. It wasn't a bad Raw.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of a Raw that existed. I think the best stuff on there was the Judgment Day stuff.
Butters?
I really didn't watch much of Raw, to be quite honest.
All right. I'll go. So I would agree the Judgment Day dynamic throughout the whole show, great. The revenge on Judgment Day, where they're getting to see where everybody wants a piece of them, love it. Star coming out of Monday Night Raw, Chad Gable.
Yes.
Yeah, and they need to feed into that more.
And I'm loving that. I'm loving everything to do with Alpha Academy and Maxine and all that. I'm loving all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so and then NXT we kind of talked about a little bit. Because we kind of bounced over, we kind of included that with a Great American Bash.
Yeah. We go straight to SmackDown.
Tonight. So you didn't, I know you had other prior engagements. Did you follow?
I did. So I followed what I could.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did have a decent amount of downtime in between things. Oh my god! Don't even get me started. But the Street Profits are the biggest takeaway, and I saw there was a comment earlier about it. The Street Profits with Bobby, finally seeing them getting involved in the ring and everything like that. This is what we've been wanting. We kind of wanted them to separate,
right?
But I will take this as the next best thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's the visual, all them standing there. I just wait until they get like a backstage segment where they are in like all getting fitted for suits.
Yeah.
And they're talking about this, the finer things, and then it's like a more refined Hurt Business, but not Hurt Business.
And it doesn't need to be like an off-site. Let it be in the locker room. Like you have them in a fancy.
Have a tailor come to them.
Yeah, you have like a fancier looking locker room, almost kind of like a cigar room of sort. Right, like that fancy study, and that's what it's almost like Kingsman. Yep. That's where they get fitted for the suit. They get fitted for everything, and like to your point, they're sipping on brandy,
right?
And
they're talking about what their plans is, like the first impression. What do we do next?
What's next? Exactly.
Right. I love it.
Agree.
Yeah, the opening was hot. I mean, but once
I missed all that.
It was LA Knight, and then the crowd just
LA Knight's the best thing in wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Best individual talent in professional wrestling right now.
Okay. I would say organic, not forced push. Yes, like how he's getting over. Yes, because
I'll warp that to whatever way I'm right. Let me be very clear with you.
His reaction, his crowd reaction that he's get is just Dom's reaction as a face. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. I almost wish he was on multiple shows.
No, it'd be overexposure. It'd be what we got with Cody when he first came back. Cody was overexposed for a little bit there.
Yeah, he was.
He's good sticking to one show for now.
I didn't see the closing of SmackDown because we came.
I definitely did.
We went live. I know I was in the end of the match with Jey and his younger brother Solo. I don't think Roman was there tonight. So I know Paul was there. Heyman was there, but
yeah, I know Paul was there.
But I liked the bridge. I liked the go home. You set up LA Knight. You start off hot. You had the Battle Royal. You told the story of Santos and Theory in 2 weeks. Well, next week, because Theory's not a part of the Battle Royal, but he comes out. It's like almost like a lumberjack in the first match, right? It's LA Knight versus Sheamus. Everybody gets involved. Theory snuffs Santos, knocks them because it reminds you, oh shit, they got a U.S. title match next week. Then you had that cutaway to where they go to the backstage segment where it's AJ and the OC, Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes like getting in the way because all three of them, all parties were involved, all parties were out there. We set that up. That's just the leeway. Introduce the Street Profits, turn the heel in their suits, their new look. From there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we had Theory versus Grimes. Hence why I said Cameron Grimes should have stayed his ass in NXT.
Yep, he sucks.
I just don't understand. And then we had the Grayson Waller effect, I believe, with Damage Control. Shotzi comes back, and I like that. Got my eyes on Bailey, but also at the same time, dude, I'm a Grayson Waller fan, bro. Like this dude. He gets it even from it's the little things. So, all right. So, Karrion Kross is out there at the end of the match. And then LA Knight, it was probably one of the worst looking blunt force traumas. Like the way that Sheamus took it showed like no impact whatsoever. And then he threw Karrion Kross, tried to attack it from behind. He throws Karrion Kross over the top rope battle royal, right? Once again, cementing that fact that, okay, well, he's going to win this, and then may service. But then Grayson comes in, and then Grayson is talking to him loud enough so the hard cam mic can pick it up. It's like, you ain't gonna do that tomorrow. You're gonna do that tomorrow. And Karrion Kross comes on the next one. But just the little things like that.
But see, my gripe with Grayson Waller, and I said this at Money in the Bank, all of his stuff goes on for so fucking long, unnecessarily long.
Right, it's inefficient.
Right, he's great, and then after a certain point, like I go past the he's annoying because it's his job to be annoying.
Right,
he's annoying. Shut the fuck up! I just want to hit him.
Well, that's what he's doing his job.
No, but we're past that. I understand you're doing your job. Now you have interfered with my life, and now I'm going to just deck you.
Yeah.
I get it. I hear you. So after that, then you get Shotzi coming back and with the full shaved head, pulls out a clipper, threatens to cut Bayley's hair off. And then the audio of this, when you guys watch it, you hear them pipe in like a clipper noise, and she doesn't even have like the clipper nowhere near her. Like, it's just not matching up. So they go away, they run through the crowd, and they come back out through the entrance, and then you hear it again. You're hearing the clipper noise, and the clipper's not even in her hand, and the clipper's not like, if the clipper is on and it's on the ground, it's going to be like bouncing all over the place, vibrating, whatever. No, not doing that. Then I forget after that.
Io versus Zelina.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it is what it is. Io took the pin. After that, you get a backstage segment with Asuka training and talking in Japanese about how this isn't fair to me, that I got to defend my title against two former champions.
And that is why she needs to lose, because Asuka of old would not have fucking said that.
Right.
Asuka would have said...
Now she's saying that's why she's kicking a puncher bag, by the way.
I don't care. Asuka would have said, this blonde bimbo and this other bitch, they're not ready for Asuka. Right. I stay ready for them. They're not ready for me.
Okay.
Nobody's ready for Asuka.
And then outside of that,
I'll never do that again.
I don't know how. So, fam in the chat, how did SmackDown end? What was the finish? What was?
It was Jey wins.
Of course.
Let's see, where's the ending of it? Because I haven't pulled up. After the match, Jey stands tall. Shocked Heyman looks on. Solo out of nowhere drops Jey from behind. Solo goes to grab a steel chair. Jey super kicks him, unloads on Solo with chair shots, knocks him in the timekeeper's area. Solo's dazed and leaning against the barrier. Jey runs and drives the chair into Solo to drop him.
Do what again?
Jay's music starts back up as he stands on top of the announce table to cheers.
Yeah,
and SmackDown goes off the air with Jey posing for the crowd.
Yep. Roman is still your WWE Universal Champion.
Fuck.
What I do, Tom, or who did what? Damn it!
Yeah. Oh. No, you said the butters. Don't do that again.
Yeah, I mean that's the go home. So should be interesting for tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll be watching.
It's, a lot of these matches and these finishes are up in the air with the way they're going to book them, how they're going to end, where they can go in different directions. But I would say throughout the whole card, there's not really either direction that they go in. Would I be like truly, truly vehemently upset?
No, tomorrow's going to be exactly what SummerSlam of every year should be.
Mm-hmm.
It should just, yes, it's going to end stories. We're going to start, get ready for the real season of wrestling. But it's just going to be good TV from top to bottom. There is no way they can ruin SummerSlam. There is no way. I hope so. There is no way they can ruin SummerSlam. There is no way that they can produce a bad product. I mean, they would have to really, honest to God, try.
Yeah. Or it would have to be a botch fest somewhere, something that doesn't go right somewhere along the lines. Dynasty says Gunther Drew match of the night. Overall, potentially, but dude, I mean, Jey and Roman can both just go.
Yeah, but so we'll get to that in just a second. Let me touch base on the Drew Gunther match of the night. The Roman Jey, and Butters and I talk about it every time we do preview shows. It's established that we know Roman Jey is going to be the match of the night. So when you take that out of the equation, what becomes the new match of the night? And I swear to God, it's either going to be Gunther Drew.
Mm-hmm. Or say it.
It's going to be Shayna Ronda.
Real? I wasn't expecting. I thought you were going to go Paul and Ricochet.
No. I think they're going to do really good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to open the match.
There is something in my core Damien, don't ever do that again. No, we're not going to sit there and start insulting people and start insulting people of weight or anything like that.
No body shaming.
You're definitely not going to come in here and do that.
You could have just said Dax Harwood. We didn't have to say the 3-letter FAT word.
But something tells me with this MMA rules stuff,
right,
that I really think they're going to surprise people. Because everybody has the bar set so low for these two.
Right.
People have liked the story. They've liked what they've been doing in the ring and the promos and all that. But from a match perspective, everybody has this set so low. I think that's what's going to cause people to go and say, wow, that was a really good match. They stole the show.
Yeah. All right. So with the run-in, I don't know what that is. So you lead it away.
Run-in is like our no huddle.
Okay.
We talk about whatever we want.
Okay.
I really don't have anything for run-in because I'll be honest with you, I wasn't planning on being here tonight.
Right.
We had everything kind of wrapped up a lot sooner, and then in my head, I still thought the show went on at 9:30 because that's what we do in Texas.
Right.
It never clicked that it would be 10:30 here. Because for anybody that doesn't know,
okay.
I'm on the East Coast. I don't know if you brought that up at the top of the show.
I did. I didn't go into particulars, but I said you're closer to me than Butters.
Yeah, I am. Did you bring up why?
No.
Okay, so I'm in Pennsylvania. My mother, I mentioned it on Pandemonium. Last week, my mother passed away. So that is why I'm here. That is why we're not doing a live reaction show tomorrow. That's why I originally wasn't going to be on the show because I got all my times confused. So I really didn't plan for a run-in,
right,
per se. Butters, you got any? Other than the Cody document was great, honestly.
I gotta watch
it. It's a 2-hour watch. It was fantastic, start to finish.
I really don't have anything for run-in myself.
Actually, I want to get you to weigh in, Pete, and this is we're because it's running. We can kind of talk about whatever we want. And now that we have you on with us, on a permanent fixture every Friday night, your thoughts on, and you may have talked about it on Thursday, your thoughts on the Kelly Green jerseys. And as we get closer to the Eagles season, who do you have as a standout star in those first couple weeks of the season?
So Kelly Green, I think it has its place. I like the hue and the texture of the Kelly Green uniforms that they have brought back this year. I think it is slightly overhyped, but that's what happens when you make something limited. Like if WWE actually brought back the ice cream cookie bars in mass production right now,
I would buy them by the truckload.
Exactly. Or if they brought back the little stuff buddies, like Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, like these.
Yeah, those were before my time.
Right. So, but I mean,
AEW kind of brought them back a little bit.
Exactly. AEW wants to be WWE of 1986 so bad. But I think it has its place. I think it's a little overhyped. Hence, I am looking. I mean, this round of Rotund does not need to be in a Kelly Green, solid green jersey. I will fucking look like a sour apple blow pop walking down the street.
So I went to DXL, and it's where I buy all my clothes. And
right.
I was driving around. I was like, oh my God, I'm in Philly because I know the DXL home has Cowboys and Texans stuff.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, they have to have Eagle stuff in my size.
I don't think it's out yet.
No, it is out. The Kelly Green is out.
And DXL?
They had the Reggie White.
Oh, that's old though.
Yeah, but it was still the Kelly Green.
Reggie, did you buy it?
My buddy got Cunningham.
Yeah, I like it. Wait, so that was Mitchell and Ness, right?
Who?
Mitchell and Ness, the company Mitchell and Ness.
I think so.
So like this stuff now is being made by Nike. So if you go to the Eagles Pro Shop, which should be one of the stadiums, there's one in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and it's another which is kind of close to Defford, where you'll be at tomorrow afternoon. They should have the extended sizes because I think that's what Ralph is doing as well.
But either way, so I got some Eagles gear and all that, and I saw the green. It was my first time seeing the green up close, and I threw it on over top, and I went, "Oh hell no!"
Exactly. It's just, bro, like, nah. I wish they did. I wish they would have did a black, like all black with the color green letters.
I love, and Mom was a big Eagles fan. Mom had her own tailgate crew, and I started the night in an Eagles polo, and after the first person I hugged, there was a little makeup on it because it's a white. I'll send you the picture. It's a white polo that fades into green.
Okay.
I changed into this because it's like I'm not destroying this shirt this year, and because I always loved the alternative jerseys that they had. Those were my favorite. Those were the jerseys I bought.
Right. Cool, man. It's damn, bro. Like I love that you're on this coast, but I don't like the reason that it's for. Obviously.
No, I don't either. And but what I find some solace in is my mom loved what we did here.
Right.
Love what we do here, and it wouldn't be uncommon for her to be watching Birds of a Feather. I told that to Chucks the other day. And I saw Tommy last night. I told him that. I called her a couple weeks ago, and I heard something very familiar in the background. And I said, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "Watching something on YouTube." And I said, "You want to tell me what you're watching?" And she goes, "Not really." And I heard Chucks.
Oh, so she's watching us.
Watching y'all. It was an older one. She said she was a few weeks behind.
Okay.
I was like, how fucked up is that? You'll watch these guys, but you don't watch me.
We talk about the Eagles, sir.
Right, but no, that's my point. And so Mom 100% would have wanted the show to go on. And I think she's looking down, glad that I was able to go celebrate her. And A2D alumni Michael Mataraki gave the eulogy. It was a beautiful eulogy. And then I was able to come back here and do something that I love with people that are family, and have a really good time with it.
Love you, little bro, man. I told you that the minute I found out, bro. So, and I know, Butters, you're going through your own shit. Nobody plans when you take those nuptials. Nobody plans to part ways after that. So, but here for y'all, man. Either way, happy to be here, permanent fixture on in this very ring. Hey, I love wrestling. I would have been watching wrestling on Friday nights anyway. And now I'm getting to talk about it. Thank you guys for having me, asking me to join the family. I think I have the best beard in the bunch,
Stop it. This is so well maintained and beautiful.
I'm just glad you have it. If you put up that Facebook avatar picture, I don't know what
they did the slideshow. And I haven't been home. I started growing this right before COVID hit.
Okay.
That one, yeah. So I hadn't been home since I got the beard.
Right.
So none of my pictures with my mom
are you having a beard?
I have this beard. So all of them are like baby face Ritz. And I'm just staring, and every time when I was like, "Oh God." Even my uncle looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, you were kind of ugly." I'm like, dude.
Bro, but yeah, man. We get the comments are still flying in. So, fam, listen, this is the start of a new era in this very ring. Hopefully the best era. We're gonna listen in this area. This is the ramp up for the second WrestleMania that the Philadelphia region has ever had.
Yep.
You can call the ones on Atlantic City 4 and 5, which I was at, kind of called at the Philadelphia region, but not really.
No.
But this is WrestleMania since the first WrestleMania since WrestleMania 2000, I believe.
No, WrestleMania 15 was the only other time they were there.
And that's 2000, right?
No, it was 99. 2016 it says, because 15 was Rock Austin 1.
And 15
that was right after the beer bash.
Was 15 the one? No, which one was the triple threat match where was that 2000?
That was the Four Corners match.
Four Corners.
Where it had
Big Show, Mankind, Rock, and Triple H.
And they all had a member of the McMahon family in their corner.
Yes. What the fuck was 99?
99 was Rock Austin 1. It was right after the beer bash.
Okay.
Because they would do 15, 17, and 19. 17 was in the Astrodome where
greatest build of any match.
100%. But that's where they turned Austin heel. And 19 was when Austin finally beat The Rock.
No, 19 was The Rock beat Austin.
Beat Austin, yes. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, so Austin, Rock, Philly. Yeah, okay.
It's also Taker, Boss Man, Hell in a Cell, where Taker hung him.
God rest Boss Man's soul. That's Attitude Era. You saw some crazy shit.
Yes, you did.
That would not fly right now. Under any means. But yeah, man. So hopefully, fam, hit that like, hit that subscribe, pump these shows. If you can't find us and you can't watch us live, listen to us on audio anywhere: Spotify, Google Play, Apple Store, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker. I don't know, whatever else is out there. Anywhere you could digest your streaming audio. Listen, feed the algorithm, feed the beast. A2D Radio shows every night of the week for your delight, except Saturday. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so now there's nothing Saturday.
Yeah, because you fuckers left Saturday, bitch.
Correct. But now, Pete, you have your eyes on a very certain show this coming Monday.
No, that's not. Oh yeah, I got the winner.
You get to keep your eyes on Fandemonium.
Yes.
This week it's going to be Chucks versus Chrome in this in first round matchup for the Tournament of Champions on Fandemonium.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be on that show. That's going to be all Frank because I'm not doing a game show off my phone. And the winner of that match goes to face Pete the following week
on the 14th of August, and
it's going to be a Birds of a Feather SmackDown.
And then Butters and Daly on the 21st.
No, Butters lost.
No. Okay, so Ralph and
Daly.
Ralph and Daly on the 21st.
And then the winners of those two will square off on the 28th. And then the winner of that will take on Ryan Brodo on the 4th in the finals.
I need my get back, Brodo. So I need my get back. Like Jay said to Roman, now I got to get you. Okay, Brodo, now I got to get you. I got to get my comeuppance. Big words.
Take us home, Pete.
Hey, thank you guys for rocking with us. Hug your loved ones. A2D Radio in this very ring. You know where to find us. A2D Radio on all handles, all social media. Even what Elon is trying to do with Twitter, it's not X, it's still Twitter. You could change, retweet, the repost. It doesn't matter because we still are the best in the business. And this show is only going to climb up higher. We're going to climb the ladder. We're going to hit the show and the money in the bank. We're going to cash in our chips. So next Friday, we will see you. We'll recap this week in wrestling. We'll recap SummerSlam. It better be a good one. Don't fuck it up. And AEW, and we'll lead into All In, which I think All In is the last weekend in Saturday and 70,000 Wembley tickets.
Yep.
But we'll see. So until then, until next Friday, we out.